Ndebanye kene muno igbondo manje modo ya gatiri go mane ge mutine no posin ke tata biko oza iwetenu acham ki genti nkoma maka this video bike chef kwene ke subscribe comment ma share ya gasero.
Share this video. We are back again. Emmanuel Kurumna IH again. So we are back again here. Now, I decided to caption this one. Are we still brethren? Is it jealousy, envy, or just doctrine? Ayakabuziku munne n'ime Chukwu. Obu ekwolo ka obu anyukwu ka not just doctrine. We even divide the eye. I think we have to sit up, ask ourselves this question, and our ability to answer this question is what will determine how far we are going from here. Share this video, click on like and love. Hey! Hey! Aroka. Okay, let me attend to something right now. Then we're going to come back. But remember, what we want to discuss now, I think I need to explain to some people, let them know why the church must be in unity at this particular time. Yes, the church must be in unity at this particular time. I don't think we have any choice. I don't think we have any choice. How many churches each and Andy Bona control? When you talk about the churches in the actual number Ngabase that we are looking for, you should talk of the Yorubas, the Beninese, people from the Warri. Yes. Talk about the men like E.A. Adeboye. Talk about somebody like David Oyedepo. Talk about somebody like Apostle Johnson Suleiman. Talk about somebody like Pastor Papa J. Jeremiah Omoto Fufoye. Talk about Mountain of Fire. Talk about call all those churches. Na so many places. I can tell you that now the kind of congregation that can even come up to how many percentage of these people are in Enugu is Evangelist Bukobi and Pastor Paul Enenche. I don't know if Pastor Paul Enenche is an Igbo man. Because Anamajono, Pastor Paul Enenche, is he an Igbo man? LGP man, I greet you. Oh, Emmanuel Ezoha, I know I don't have sense, but continue watching. Perhaps one day I will make sense and I will have sense to you. So I don't want to be distracted by you don't have sense. I know, but continue watching anyway. I appreciate you. Just keep staying here. One day we are going to see how sensible we are sounding. So we continue. Yeah? Pastor Paul Enenche, Enenche sound like an Igbo name. Oh no, an Igbo name call. A man also, Pastor Paul Enenche. I think also Nya Evangelism could be a ministry, but because of how globally accepted that ministry do, but the more you see are Yorubas, for God's sake. They are Yorubas, yet you don't hear any noise from their people. Yet, these are the people who do what? Multicultural, like I want Ndibo. But how differentiate the religion from their development aspect. And you can see how they are working. I don't know why an Igbo, average Igbo man, yejuwe, ne claim no makife, no kando sife malo, no nyawu the men original. I was coming down on a travel to somewhere. Then I'm now the same Sienna with one of my Orifte brother. Very learned gentleman, if I must say. Oglaukwo na Switzerland. Oglaukwo na Switzerland. And unfortunately, one day going back to our roots, you know, so we got into an argument. Even the driver followed, and the 1 or 2 passengers said on email Sienna. Had joined in that argument. We argued for over 2-3 hours within the course of that journey. And we were arguing the same thing. When that guy speaks, all I see is Mazidibia. When that guy speaks, all the very intelligent, very, very intelligent, if I must say. But even Nabagona, if he speaks, imagine somebody who is so intelligent and deep-rooted in knowledge that cannot help you today, in knowledge that cannot help you to progress into anything tangible today. What I keep saying, Keri Fiji, your originality, the man of Baramna, non just like I've heard it from Mazidibia. What I go? Emmanuel Celestin, je pate tare ya piam. Video soron kam meme. Video soron kam me delete. Yo okenolo we wash ye. Man if you na mu mecha video delete ye and na mu olu anything. Je pate tare ya piam. Eba aka no we carry okoma asage we ofuma. This is actually the second time in I drop here in my comment section. So now that I have responded to you, can you now see that it is strictly my business? I don't owe you any explanation. Over. I go. So, as I was saying, imagine telling me that the DNA of every white man lies a DNA of Igbo man. Na muamu. We say how? Or we say no nyao the reason that an Igbo man will become albino, similar to the color ndosha, but no nyocha. Enwe ike ịmụ onye isi ojii wee mụwa amụ mụgide amụ mụchasịcha amụ wee sị onye mere anyị ife a onye mere anyị ife a ife a wo inferiority complex will make you to keep feeling that you are more superior than every other person. How can an Igbo man feel that he is superior to every race that this continent? You say that civilization started in Africa. You say that in the Igbo, Unya supersede the DNA in Dutch. You say that the original people who the owners of this world were an Igbo man. You say that every other the man, even the everything in Dutch, you invented science and technology, whatever. It was found somewhere. Also now in Ibuku museum kogono kosere afro one Okono the fact. What is this? Why can't we learn from people who know more better than us? From Ifai Motalonaka, we can now transform it into another thing. We can improvise. We can evolve. Where did evolution theory comes from? We can actually transform the knowledge into something to beneficial to us. You cannot see Onye Yoruba or na Kefa. Onye Yoruba will criticize this church. Now this church in a so and so 10. Or if a Yoruba man who will but you can never see a Yoruba man who no because of church. But and the Yoruba they develop. Not because of church. They are going back to Gonojugo say or from one yet the man who is more, in fact, the richest pastor in Africa is not even from Igbo land. And you can count up to Top Gono. You cannot see them na Igbo. And in the Yoruba focus in their development agenda, very different from religion. But in the Igbo, I too know, the same I too know, politics in Nigeria, though, it has never taken you to anywhere. That is the same ITK. You mean you are so endowed? You have all the Abba the man who's here. They know where from Anna to Enu. Both to Megi Jinapa, both to my phone Jinapa. both me fenine iyi na weba. Can you tell me one single one, see from the inventions of your forefathers? There is none. Every single thing from Opa to Enu was borrowed from the white man, or a borrowed knowledge. So, what is it that you think is left? What is it that you think is left? So, your forefathers do so endowed, so civilized, well grounded in science and technology, and they were not able to make anything that can stand the test of time. Now, the first library ever discovered was discovered in Ethiopia, called Gambia. Mwesie, Kelumwe invented akwụkwọ. Because without akwụkwọ, you cannot have a library. Anything in a library, if we're in a physical form, it will either be in the museum. So Mwesie, who invented books? And when was it invented? Obido Bagalera. That is deceiving ourselves. That is deceiving ourselves. Let us accept the fact. Then he now talk about resources in Africa. About Ntumdosha, Siabie Wolie Bai, Mamekuri, Mandotwe, Nsie, no etua he follow an Africa's were do so endowed in natural resources. Etua Kandocha. Way science and technology as their own resources, the way I am seeing it, because that is what they have been able to use to harness all the resources around the world, put it together into manufacturing something that will come back to come and serve us. Why Indigo were so divided, even among the church, we are now divided more, even among we Christians, we are even more divided more. That is where that question comes in. Are we still brethren? Now I might ask a question to know what is the problem. Is it jealousy? Is it envy? Or is it just doctrine? But if it is just doctrine, I expected the hierarchy in the mother church to come out and talk about it. I don't expect individual. Okay, now, even Naga in the afternoon before Mpuo for an appointment. And the other Naga, I saw where Father Mbaka was saying that. Father Mbaka was saying that also that if anybody must come against miracle, it must not be from the church. Yes. Yeah, I think I'm right. Also, if anybody must come against miracle, it must not be from the church. No, anybody will criticize or come against miracle. It must not be from the church. And to be honest with you, I think he's right. But now, can he fit the file? Sorry. I'm a man as Zion also in arrange. Is he not miracle? Is he not a Christian? Doesn't he operate from the church? So you are now obsessed because now Bishop Balogo. If I who name Madada, Ebunia Holy Sacrament, Madada, Ebunia Holy Sacrament, Madada, na miracle nina, na bishop of the against it, no say na miracle aho, soon wepa women, and I chose a warrior. All what the same way, Kamadi is we meshianya, and we go see Chuku Emeka, non a Congo business. All point where Kamadi is a record of tremendous miracle na Zion. The bishop is against your own activities, and you are against Evangelist Gobi's activities. Who is right? Don't you think that I can say maybe what of one of the bishop will do right? Then it leaves you and the Evangelist Gobi not the same place. But if you are fighting the bishop under the same ground, Evangelist Gobi is where differ with him. I think two of you must stand at the same place. That is the point I'm making. Oh, na bishop na agbayo na holy sacrament ya hi na ebuni all power na happen na that holy sacrament. O ji we na emende mmadụ say that na ogworo ọrịa or na mmadụ dara under anointing. Bishop we na agbayo na ife ha adịghị effective. ị na-achọ ka ịkọwara bishọp na ọ bụrụ na nke ya adịghị effective na nke ọ dị effective. Now you na the other hand na-agwa evangelist Ebuka Obi na-emechi anya a na-ebu amụma na-eme nke a ịmakwa mmadụ ole nọ na Lagos na-aza Emeka iwe na-agwa na a lot of those miracles na ha ncha niile ewu arinji n'ọkwa arinji. So now are you not trying somehow to prove the bishop right? You even came after 100 days fasting when you were some time ago declaring 40 days fasting. So you are coming after every value that makes us a Christian simply because you want to fight your brother. Simply because you want to fight your brother. You now decided to be scattering even the chair and the table you are sitting on and you are making use of. You are sitting on and you are making use of. Prove one point. You people cannot prove any point. Can you tell me one thing? Father Mbaka Bishop na Enugu. Bishop was against all those miracles because to him he couldn't comprehend all those miracles. And you, now the other way around, you are trying to explain to him that this miracle is real, that God can do miracle. Now you are also against evangelist Ebuka Obi in the way a man is also operating in Zion ministry. And he's also trying to explain. Is he even supposed to be explaining to you? When you know that the same thing you are subjecting him to is what you are being subjected to by your own bishop. Onye ka nji wee sị na ọnwụrụ na Jesu nwe ike abụrụ interest ka ọ na-azọ ya na Amaechi ji wee so okwu. Ọnwụrụ na ife o believe wo I should have right to decide what to do na my own government, not for selfish interest. He in return will not be having the same program Nyana Amaechi will with Simfubara or hand it over. Have you seen? So you might as well say that na bishop wo yes wike because na bishop no first before yes wike mba Amaechi who bishop yes wike one of Father Mbaka because no operator and before evangelist Ebuka Obi. Now evangelist Ebuka Obi will in Fubara. So if Mbaka, Father Mbaka wo yes wike can fight with Amaechi wo the bishop over the same issue. Now in return Nyawu yes wike we now start fighting with Simfubara over the same issue he fought with Amaechi. I don't know if you are getting the illustration. These are the same thing, but all different players they involved there. The bishop is trying to tell you that if I heal a male magic call in our chalk a bishop no blow magic. No one other alone young wall, no alone go wall. In our chalk you go even the Zebukobi. Now ho de bumare yama. Na amụma ahụ magic ka ọwụ nyanwa wee bayo na ọwụrụ na magic ahụ Chukwu na-enye ndị amụma na ọwụrụ na authority ahụ ọ na-enye ndị amụma onye ọfụ na onye orie na nke nyanwa nọ n'ọrụ na ọwụrụ na miracle agwụgo na adoration Enugu na miracle ka na-eme na Zion Lagos mgbagwazie m kere ife dị ife aha a na-azọ wee sịlụ are we still brethren? All this disagreement here and there, is it just about the church doctrine or is it about personal interest? You ask yourself this question. For Father Webe Joy, I can understand clearly the angle he is coming from. The angle Father Webe Joy in Abia from is that okay. But I don't get POS here.
And come for your transfer with that.
Okay. You see the other side of it? Okay. ọdọnụ nwe obere eje nnala ego ịma na biznes ka a na-eme ebe a m gwara ụnụ na ana m eme program a na-eme biznes ịghọtago ebe anyị nọ na eketa so nweozi onye ya si ezugo ọgụgụ na nwere ife biznes ndị ọzọ na-eme ịda afụ anya ya asịzi m ezugo kere ife ị na-alụ ọkwefụ na nọ na biznes were eme distin ịghọtago sikwa ebe a na-apị ịghọtago na coordinate kwa other things maka na ngalaba eyika tewe oge na-eme eyika eyika. So now as I was saying ịghọtago nke ifata nwebe joy do clear because na ọ na-ekwu okwu na-eme vidio ọ na-emphasize on program nyanwa nwere program nwere owu na o filuru na evangelism Ebuka Obi is so powerful and influencing money of police escort and ndị army na-eso evangelism Ebuka Obi ọ na-afụ ya.
You guys think as spice?
Yes.
How much you sell?
15,000.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell them.
Okay.
Confirm, so because in case if
that's like
compromise is
only less.
how much? Ask
14,000. The clan, see Charles the clan.
Ifeoma Rachel Ugunne o make ihe ni mini na akwụkwọ onye onwe ebe mmaji ememe ebe na-emere onwe business mma agazi aga mma ejezi functions onwe onye nnọchiri ụzọ nne onwe onye nnọchiri ụzọ anyị agbawa ọsọ be nna anyị ọwụnụ na m na-ezu ohi ana m ezo ezo mana adanụ m ezu ori ọwụnụ ụnụ na an even na-ekwu somebody dey elu m yes. Can you people hear me? It seems like na network abịa n'ime mmegheri. Ọwụ na ụnụ na an even na-ekwu somebody dey elu m yes. Ọ dụwa ka ife aka dum emuturu. Somebody dey elu m yes. Ifeoma Rachel Ugunne, I don't have any problem doing live na my shop. Oh, it's my shop. It's my identity. It's my address. And the Adam Ezuohi. Ahamele egbe mo iveji egbu mmadu. That is me giving my opinion. However, I thank you for your concern. Oh, thanks a lot. Ogosene from Nanya. So, as I was saying before a very good and sweet interruption. Yeah? Yes, of course, Wilfred Franklin. Yeah, I will give you a call. So, as I was saying, before the sweet interruption, Father Webe Joy do so much interested in that resources because we feel know that resources now empower Ebuka Obi. Imagine Lesus Ahona. It's not even in the collection of fleets of Evangelism Ebuka Obi. Evangelism Ebuka Obi, yeah, when it comes to that resources, it is boko. So now they feel that if this man can be richer than any bishop, if this man can be richer than a whole diocese, he can be richer than a whole diocese. How many members in the diocese? But like he can personally and single-handedly finance a some budget. No go say na the man do so powerful that nobody dare challenge him. That is the area. He is being threatened by the kind of resources in the possession of Evangelist Kobe. So feel that church should take possession of those resources so that they can control him. Now, those things Evangelist Kobe na Alonan Gopala wouldn't have been problem to Father Webe Joy, no diocese in charge of those projects. They will probably advise Evangelist Kobe, no only the 400, 190. Are you getting me? Seraphic Hospital, they would have probably advised it on if Father Mbaka Bidoleba na alo Aquarafa bread. Everybody celebrated it. Did we not all celebrate it? If Enugu, I will even go and buy that Seraphic, that Aquarafa bread and eat. It doesn't matter. We are supporting each other. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that is the point I'm trying to make. Are we still brethren called envy, jealousy, or is it just doctrine? So this one for Father Webe is not doctrine. It's all about being scared, not being secured, inferiority complex. He feels that what distinguishes this man from others is the inflow of resources people want to pump. That the money people are supposed to be pumping to the church, that they are pumping it into one man's pocket. That is the problem. Father Webe Joy, well, and I can understand. Because if you can give another clear interpretation of that thing, it is jealousy and the envy. My daddy agbara mmadụ na mmanya na-egbu ya. Onye asị na mmanya ahụ egbu. My dad wee jụọ ya. O nwere etu ọzọ mmanya si egbu mmanya ọ na-eji mma were egbu mmadụ. Like kedu ntụ ihe si wee ascertain na mmanya na-egbu mmadụ. If not na onye ahụ na staga na-eme kasị ụfọdụ na-ekwu ụfọdụ ife ntụ osi ekwu na-eme ntụ osi ha eme. That is how you will come to a conclusion na mmanya na-egbu onye. Otherwise o nweghị ebe mmanya na-eji mma egbu mmadụ. So how do you ascertain na mmadụ na-ewu anya ọkụ? Na mmadụ na-ewu anya ọkụ wụ that aspect of your life or feel threatened with that aspect of your life. When you go your dressing, you dress sha nice etu a ndị mmadụ fuga etu a nya ị na-akọta attention of ndị mmadụ and the onye ahụ enweghị capacity to fit in that shoe. Unu iwu anya ọkụ nwaanyị onye ji wuo kwadocha ndị mmadụ a na-ele ya anya oge ọ nọdịzina ọ wụrụ the talk of the town. For yeah, jealousy starts there. Ọ wụrụ moto ya ahụ ị na-anya ka ọ na-emeburu moto ya apụta attention niile adu focus n'ebe ị nọ o jikwa na chichi oburu moto ọ na-akpagharị ka o wee wụrụ ihe egoni dị moto o jighị osisi mana o nwere ike buru moto 30 million or moto 40 million. In 40 million, who are you to discuss that when you don't have that money? Why can't you allow people who can it is only people who are better than him that can advise him. Which advice here? A young financial expert job is in the a financial expert money job is. You should be a teacher. A financial expert job is. You rather be a teacher. Because a teacher, most teachers focus on theory. When it comes to practical aspect of it, it becomes zero. I am not trying to undermine the intelligence of the teachers, but I can tell you that most teachers are experts in theories, but when it comes to practical, it becomes zero. That is why a doctor Yeja advises against his cigar. But when they say cigar, he knows what is right, but implementing it is very difficult for him. So it becomes theoretical. Learn from what I'm telling you. So that aspect of your life, mmadụ na ataki ugo ọ na-atụ iche na that aspect of your life. Ebe ahụ ka onye ahụ do threatened n'ebe ị nọ, especially ọwụrụ onye ka mma. maka ọwụrụ onye ka mma, you can assume na onye a na-achọ ka ịdụ better, that no, that person want you to live better, that person want you to get up to ebe ọ nọ. But ọwụrụ onye ka mma, ọwụrụ ego ka ị nwere, like ịnọkọta na-asị m na o ji police aga, somebody not in the capacity of Evangelist Ebuka Obi. Do you think na etu ahụ Fada Nwebe si wee bịa adoration ground na 30 years anniversary Fada Mbaka na ọwụrụ Evangelist Ebuka Obi bịara na the environment will be the same? The man will shut everywhere down upon him stepping inside that ground. You don't know? Epụtazi sure ka ọ bata ishe nọ ntụ a ndị mmadụ si abịa ị na-emetụ ha aka na-emetụ ọga anyị adọkasịcha ya akwa there just because people want to get hold of him. Go? Yes, na buchi proud anedo. So ịkpọ m nkụta ndị Nnewi makwa ife nkụta ahụ security nkụta ahụ security idewebego. Ịkpọ m nkụta ndị Nnewi ife o minuru na mụ the mouthpiece of ndị Nnewi, the security guard in the Nnewi. So I accept that name, provided na ịsịrị nkụta na-eri nsị, ịsịrị nkụta ndị Nnewi, or security, the watchdog of ndị Nnewi. So azara m the afa with my full chest. Ịkpọcha ịtụcha m afọ ịdọnọ hia na-egere ife nnekwu, inwere choice. So do you think na ọ bụrụ na Evangelist Ebuka Obi mekiri move into that ground ntu ahụ isi wee bata, that the ovation will be the same? It will not be the same. Everybody will want to get hold of him. Some of these security men are eligible for protocols. It is for protocols, to observe due protocols. Because now life even threatened by some people who will honestly have a clear mind in their bono. But the way and manner they will go about it, in Afuku upon no nenu moto when abata Zion, still people na choka haligole nu moto. Even security men no na that crowd na do overpowered. Ndị church wuzi aka ha. Ndị church wuzi aka ha for their own security. That is the caliber of a man we are talking about. So if you could mopaga, isi ya kuzina nana. I'm talking to my lovely and my sweet brother, Fada Nwebe. Nke nyanwa du clear. Nke nyanwa wo na the kind of life Evangelist Ebuka Obi na-ebi, life of authority. All the who feel threatened. How can me, being an ordained priest, down seminary school for how many years, how can I be merely surviving? And somebody who is just a lay brother can be swimming in this kind of affluence, power, and authority. To the point that Namu Punopojo Makonya, Ntaramafu Suru Njewa America. To the point that Namu Punopojo Makonya, Ntaramafu from people who are supposed to be worshiping me as a priest. They even forgot that I have a white I am wearing na my body. Hane ne white in na huanya, odo haka aji kankeru na ho. But they are now running after somebody near yi shirt and trouser. Ofodo yiri jean, yiri trainers. What is happening? Ega, all this money with the problem. That is why you always hear him saying, "Ana look as if this money, wealth, even in our own wakebiri." We're very straight. Imagine him driving on a pathway and people don't even know that he's in person. Imagine Evangelist Ebuka Obi driving into government house or whatever with all the full entourage and security escort. It is a lot to get worried because not even a bishop can get that kind of attention. Not even a bishop can get that kind of attention Evangelist Ebuka Obi get. Nobody, not even a bishop, can get that kind of attention. So it means a lot. Ona afuya nini ebulie na moto innocent. Oneko wuputa skwanya one wuputa kanenu moto who governor. Who are these people sharing him up? Why I am a priest? Onune netumanya. It is an insult. That is just what it is to him. So I can understand asre na nwata bakari ibe na nko. Asino kari na ajofia. So now, this guy is where put this kind of power. Ojia operating. or a concern of some few selfish and greedy elements from the church. So it is not doctrine. I am answering you now. It is not doctrine, but the reason why we are divided among we brethren is because we allowed personal interest to overrule that core Christian values in us. This is simple, the answer. You want to go? We allow greed. We allow personal interest, envy and jealousy to overrun that core Christian value, which is love your brother as you love yourself. Be your brother's keeper. We lost that value because of our personal interest. Mana oye ekweta na ngwa ye oye ekweta if we define alo na ngokpala owulu wago if we define alo na ngokpala under the supervision and the authority of one man. Onya ko ji we gwa that church is an institution. Church is an institution that is not under the leadership of one man. But as far as a parish is concerned, it's more like no the father never the final say. If not that some people will be those father who for the no father. Then a diocese, now bishop not look at the overall. Can you overrun the authority of a bishop of Nnewi Diocese, Catholic Diocese of Nnewi? Can you do that? You cannot do that. Everything stands and ends with him. That was why, upon how influential Ifeanyi Ubah Manonwu, he was not allowed to be Kaalaye Mass in the cathedral Ojiege, which we know na yaka Murioka, na that cathedral. It was here. Na ya my reason. We know. If you think the kind of politics and they play in a church is very deadly and bad. You don't know? We know. A diocese, under the Anglican diocese, in Canada, house Catholic, in Canada, no way a diocese, Anglican diocese in Magwal, as Wokochuku, none of that diocese. You dare not drive moto kamoto, Bishop Onanya. You cannot. Only one man on our road, Mr. Beast, in that particular area. We go to powerful moto one. Where be you Kochuku? None a parish here. Bishop Jono Anya Muta. Bishop Joe Noyanya that moto. That is politics or coca. Where people are feeling that they are God. Where people elevate Gulumweha to be God. You see, these are the injustice we are seeing, and I know all in the name of Nonya Kochuku, Nonya Bishop, Nonya Father. Nonya Kochuku, Nonya Bishop, Nonya Father. Anyuku na ekwolo. Ejupụta n'ime mmadụ. During the 100 days fasting last year, Imeshie, Father Ebube Monso drove all the way from Enugu to go and give solidarity to a brother. Ebube Monso akano there, if not because no travel outside Nigeria. These are what we do as brethren. We support each other. We support each other. That is what we should be doing. And I have given instances for people who never they say because be spiritual son of Father Mbaka. Let us even assume that he is, which is exactly the same video. Ofekeni develaho no na blog Enugu. We misunderstand there because I will also want us to talk on a normal sense. Let us agree that he is innocent. You know today served Shifromi Ezonwoka, the Rogeni tourist village Oba you are seeing today. whether he served him or not, but the fact remains that na Romi Ezonwoka of Rogeni Wunya Woga innocent. Fast forward till today. Can you honestly look at Rogeni and look at Innocent and say that they are equal when it comes to status? They are not. And that is what mentorship is all about. When you mentor somebody, you should expect that you are teaching that person what you know, and that person being a young mind, you will get more capable in implementing that thing to even borrow more to add to the barrier. We got very far. And as somebody who mentors somebody, you should be happy when you see the people in a mentor doing fine. It's supposed to be a wanyuku. It's supposed to be that wahamba. If you see her protocols, and then you have done on a way. If you see a candidate madusi which apoloha on a way. It shows you that it's also yes, we go see it. No go work aka. But I don't push up a bango. Kedife Madokuri and Ebu. One kerife ne soku no bodo. Obo kuka ne soku. O mokaka. Kongore haka. Abawa mboba nyeni yisi. From yisi made jevenga no bodo. Obo kuka ne soku. Okuka wife ne soku. Where you fall so? So, Father, we been in the chat. Who been want to be according to him? I or say, he even was a boutique. Imagine the Zion American branch who believe that these people are Catholics because in his mind, who believe that the whole Zion American branch that they are all Catholics in his mind, or if you believe. Now 2.something billion Hanyelu Zion last year. What of all na how would Jenny their parish or their diocese? That is exactly what he's thinking. Now, do you know what it will take a parish? Do you know what it will take a parish to raise? In fact, what do you mean by a parish? Which parish? Which parish? Yeah? Do you know what it will take a diocese for them to raise that money in just one? Oh, like when they carry scarabata caribogoli kakakara kataka. Hey! Do you know what it will take a diocese for them to be able to raise that kind of money in just one event? Your idea. That money is a lot of money that it can spark hatred, it can bring envy, it can bring jealousy. Because a guy have below the Lego. You gotta go. That money is not a small money. Yeah? That money is not a small money. You gotta go. It's not a small money. So when I see people getting worked up about that money, don't forget, in case if you are forgetting, where the jealousy actually started was after that other 100 days fasting. The American branch with a 1.something billion. JPAC now started with a video of Nego aye jijelo factory. A guy jijelo gono. A church. That was the beginning of criticism against the Zion. Before they found out the weight of evangelization Bukobi, that was actually what made them to understand the weight of Ebuka. They never knew the weight of Ebuka until that day. Now, the moment they have paid attention, they now began to see. So, Oka resources because all the evangelization Bukobi a man of God that doesn't have ngabase. Also, when you know a refinery, they will not pay attention. all that monetary aspect of it we've ya ha n'anya o na-ewechipụ ha ntị, especially for them be ọ na-akpụ ụlọ ọ na-eche ebuka ka ife ya total net worth of this boy, ka ife na-akado this guy obi ife ya ọ na-agba egwu ka onye nweghị nsogbu, ọ na-agba egwu onye nekatazie akụ Zion isi a na-adapụ isi a na-adapụ Yeah, good afternoon.
Please, can I follow your gallon so I can buy from
I don't have. I always get from those people from the supermarket. You gotta go. So, aye watalo. More ways to go watalo. Let us continue as brethren. Let us continue as brethren. As in Ububike. Look at in the Yoruba. Look at Ife Oyedeponalo. 100,000 seating capacity. Ifana Wagona. A single building. A single building. Ndene roof that church. Wunde roof Kata Stadium. Ndene roof that church. Wunde roof Kata Stadium. Ndene air condition piping of that church. Who Americans apota. Some materials and they produce it from that place. Did you see structure? There is no single structure in Nigeria that is equal to the amount of money also, as long as people keep following us, we will keep expanding. And then the Yoruba are not bothered about that. The Yoruba are not bothered about that. So also the evangelism could be now over 70 buildings na ngopala. Ufodu ni mono mo berife follow ni je kwodo. So also no na over 70 buildings na ngopala. Ife follow fodu ni mono ije kwisi na kota. Imagine uboso always the auditorium 100,000 capacity worth over hundreds of billions. Fodu ni mono na kpula ona ayetetazi. Kamputa kwudu nke awa agba nke ebua shirugwado maka agba nke eto.